Gren says you can take Poch out of Spurs. You can't take the Spurs out of Poch. Stevie, if PSG go out, you wonder what happens to Pochettino. Pippa, Poch will have managed Kane, Son, Mbappe, Messi, Neymar, possibly Ronaldo next. What will he have to show for it? There's a lot of talented footballers on that pitch this evening, but almost all the criticism here seems to be based about the manager. Is that fair?
I don't think so, given the history that, at PSG. I think many managers have been there now and won the league and failed in the Champions League. And we saw today how the team folded. And this isn't just a one-season episode. This is something that continually happens every single year where you go, you know what, I think PSG, with the talent they've got, especially in attacking areas, with the experience that they've got, the array of international big players that they've got, they're going to have a chance of winning it. And they fall at semi-final, quarter-final, hurdles, they've lost in the final. This is something that just happens, again, dysfunctional team. And that is, I think, that sums it up quite well about the way they play. So I think you can really point the finger too much at Pochettino when this has happened season after season. Some
teams are unmanageable, I think, Jake. You know, and some dressing rooms are just so powerful that, you know, they will always run themselves. You know, Real Madrid, as you could say over the years, has basically ran itself. There's been some, you know, in the Galactico era, there was that many big players. Managers would come and go. This Paris Saint-Germain team, you know, they've had the likes of Tuchel, who's gone on to prove what a good manager he is, but very difficult to tell someone like Lionel Messi to work even harder off the ball.
But also, it's not about just him either, is it? I mean, you have a look at this when they talk about the brilliant transfer window. Messi, Donnarumma, Ramos, Mendes, Hakimi, they kept hold of Mbappe, they extended Pochettino's deal. Everything sort of felt like it was in place, didn't it, for PSG this year? So when you say that a team is unmanageable, I'm so interested to get to the centre of what this is about. Is this about the players then? Like you talked about a collapse this evening. Is that the players, or is that not the job of the manager to create a mentality where they don't panic in that situation?
Yeah, I think it's up to the manager to create that culture. But also this team, as I said to you before, there's been massive egos, which is part of managing big clubs that are there. And there's players that are genuine superstars. You've got Mbappe, you've got Neymar, you've got Messi now in this team and playing up front. And each of those players are players that you probably would allow as a one-off in your team to kind of be a passenger, and you'd all work for that player. To have three of them makes it near on impossible to do it at the top level. You can do it and get away with it in the French league like they do every year, they win the league. But at this level, to carry three players that aren't going to be able to work to the intensity that you probably need to win the tournament like the Champions League is very, 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 very difficult.
Jake, if you've got the same things happening every year, go and get knocked out in a similar way, and it's a different manager every year, then I find it hard then to say, oh, that manager's not, you know, not. That team is like that. I stood on here a couple of weeks ago and said Paris Saint-Germain will not win the Champions League because they're soft, and they've always been soft. For 5, 6, 7 years, people get carried away saying, look at all those players, they're going to win the Champions. It's virtually impossible to do it. Real Madrid proved that years and years ago. Galactico, get all the best players in the world and you think you're going to win it. It doesn't happen like that. It's much more about teamwork.
You look at Real Madrid when Cristiano Ronaldo was there, one passenger without the ball. He's the guy that was able to kind of like stay up the pitch sometimes, not track back, don't have the intensity. The man who scored the hat-trick this week was the person that actually was putting the miles in for someone like Cristiano Ronaldo. So there's got to be an element of someone or a couple of players sacrificing an element of their game for the betterment of the team. Now, Karim Benzema, who we're saying is the best number 9 or vying to be the best number 9 in the world, alongside a Lewandowski, say, for years and years and years, he got 4 Champions League medals, winners' medals, by actually looking at his own game and saying, you know what, I'm going to put my own personal goals and aims personally to one side for the betterment of this team, and I'm going to make sure that Cristiano Ronaldo's got a platform to work, and I'll be one of the people that works hard and does a little bit of his running. Now, I don't believe that the front three for Paris Saint-Germain would do that.